This notion of creation arises in consciousness in the very beginning, and it materialises. This materialisation is pure consciousness. The very beginning is when we come to after being unconscious or being in deep sleep. What happens is we're presented with sensations and images, and then we think of that as the world. Barring this, all else is both real and unreal, orderly and disorderly. So apart from consciousness, which is the only true reality, we then start discriminating between real and unreal. So when we're waking up, we might think, oh, that was just a dream. At the time it was real, then later on we discriminate and we say it was unreal. And then we'll discriminate between memories and dreams. We have dreams and we have memories. They're both mental substances, or they're not substantial at all, but we'll separate one into a pile which we'll label as real and one as unreal. Orderly and disorderly. We'll regard some things as more meaningful than others. Everything that's happened, we will also discriminate into what is relevant, what is irrelevant, what is significant, what is insignificant, what has purpose, what doesn't have purpose. Whether it's dreams or whether it's stuff that's happening in the waking life. Some of it makes sense, a lot of it doesn't make sense. This is our cognitive process at work. Therefore, in the eyes of the ignorant, dreams appear to be true sometimes and untrue sometimes. But in the eyes of the enlightened, they are neither real nor unreal. This distinction we make between dreams and waking is a fundamental cognitive one. It's so fundamental that it seems absurd to challenge it. But the enlightened person does not discriminate between truth and falsehood, real and unreal in this way. This might seem such an extravagant claim. I'm going to support it with another source here. This is from D.T. Suzuki's Essays in Zen Buddhism. This is from pages 90 and 91. It's an essay on enlightenment. The Buddha is talking about his enlightenment. This is from the Lankavatara Sutra. It is like seeing one's own image in a mirror or in water. It is like seeing one's own shadow in moonlight or lamplight. Again, it is like hearing one's voice echoed in the valley. As a man clings to his own false assumptions, he erroneously discriminates between truth and falsehood. And on account of this false discrimination, he fails to go beyond the dualism of opposites. Indeed, he cherishes falsity and cannot attain tranquillity. So this isn't just that you're getting it wrong in your discrimination between truth and falsehood. The fact that you're caught up in this discrimination at all is the one that traps you within dualism, and you end up cherishing falsity. When you start trying to divide things into true and false, you're already caught up in falsehood. And a couple of paragraphs down, we've got the assertion that supreme and perfect enlightenment is realizable by transcending the ideas of being and non-being. Getting caught up in these ideas is the fundamental error, the cherishing of dualism, and must be got rid of as the first necessary step to reach the state of self-realization. The error comes from not perceiving the truth that all things are empty, uncreated, non-dualistic, and have no immutably individualistic characters. So it's this cherishing of this discrimination we make between what is real and what is unreal, what is waking and what is dreaming. This is very important to us, isn't it? So we have to look into that, and we have to be prepared to drop it. The world appearance is an appearance that arises in consciousness. The very word appearance rules out any positive investigation concerning it. If you investigate a mirage, what are you going to find within the mirage? Nothing. It's insubstantial, it has no individual substance. I think I'll just make a personal point here. I know this is a difficult thing to come to terms with, and one of the things that I'm hooked into at the moment is this sensation which I think underpins our sense of a concrete reality, that this is actually what is real and not a dream. And it's a sensation which is explained in terms of gravity. There seems to be this point of contact that we have with the earth all the time. It's what's pulling us down. I think it's important just to appreciate that there is this point of contact with the earth, or whatever is supporting our body at this moment. It seems to be inescapable, and yet it's not so pervasive in dreams. We've always got this sensation, and I think this is what fuels the idea that this is a concrete world. Now, if levitation was possible, then that would be interesting. If it's possible to fly through the air. But it doesn't seem to be possible, does it? We hear stories about it, and there's references to it in certain books, but we don't have anybody flying through the air. It's either an illusion or a trick. So it'd be interesting if levitation was a reality, but it doesn't seem to be, and that seems to be something which characterises the waking state. It's a supremacy of gravity. On the other hand, we can escape it. We don't even need to go into outer space, we can just go into a swimming pool and float. So perhaps it isn't so pervasive after all.